Bill Clinton told the panel, actually the panel, even the Republicans said he, was surprisingly candid. They thought House Republicans said he answered candidly. Democrats said that the fact that he did so under oath now opens the door to questioning others.
Yeah, that's what but they always do this though. Here's how stupid the Republicans are. They do some crazy shit. Let's go Democrats, and they set a precedent. So now they've set a precedent. Now you can bring in a president and have him to Congress. Well, that means we can bring Trump in now. Then, like, you guys are so. If you guys wanted to protect him, and the reality of this is, like, what did he try? He tried Minneapolis. He tried. What else did he? Oh, the Maduro, Venezuela, and now he's doing all right. It's all to avoid the Epstein files.
It's funny because even Nancy Mace said he did attempt to respond to every single question he was asked, even when his attorney told him to shut up. He said that he had a brief acquaintance with him. It ended years before those crimes came to light in 2008. So there are no pictures and video of them together after everybody found out Epstein was a creep in Florida. And he said, I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication of what was going on. I'm here to offer what little I know so that it might prevent anything like this from ever happening again. He said that he grew up in a home with abuse. Right. And so, I don't know. I thought it was interesting that Republicans said that he answered candidly. Right,
right. That's the thing. Here's how good it had to be. If they can't even talk any shit, that means it was so good.
Yeah, that's their favorite.
Hey, why don't we release that transcript? No, it's okay. We don't need to do it. No, yeah. Whoa. You don't want to release the transcript of Bill Clinton, who you said raped kids? Yes. Come on. Why don't you release that transcript, guys?
No. They say they're going to put the video out.
I've never seen our government. And I believe, and I never used to believe this, I think there's a lot of really good Democrats that care, but I'm watching them have literally zero effectiveness on anything. Anything. The best they can seem to do is throw a mild wrench into things for a couple of weeks, and then it goes through anyway.
Yep.
And if you guys want to comment, go to Christopher Titus TV, and you want to comment on this video, please do it, because I want to hear if you know something, because I'm losing so much faith. My family's been here 400 years, so and my entire life is based on the First Amendment. My entire job is based on the freedom this country provides. And this podcast is based on that. And it really pisses me off that we don't have a group of Democrats that can, okay, let's even talk about this. Politics is all getting the population to focus and get them to be inspired and do what they need to do, right? Because one guy who's representing you can't handle it. We all think that, but the only way it changes, like that's why Barack Obama was so effective. Hope and change. When Barack spoke, you were like, holy shit. I remember the night he won. That was the best speech I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And I remember loving my country. I remember thinking, you know what? We're moving to a new era. America's growing up. And then we fucking took 55 steps back by electing the dumbest, most corrupt, rapist pedophile that any of us could possibly imagine. Yeah, but it doesn't seem real.
You think about what Obama said, you get the politician that you deserve. And I think that it's more of a representation of society now, the populace.
But you do understand.
Not all of us.
I agree with you, but this tracks back and we keep talking about it. And this is why I want to educate you people, because I'm older than a lot of you people. So when Reagan became president, he actually cut back. He closed all the mental hospitals, which increased homelessness incredibly. Look up the stats. He closed all the places, and he cut down so many services. Like up till then, we'd kind of been a benevolent society, and we were helping people.
Donald Trump is just done.
Right. Mm-hmm. So all the services, SNAP, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're starving the poorest. Mm-hmm. It's what I said early on. The billionaires have decided that the people with nothing have too much, and that is so fucked up. So Reagan came in. So what ends up happening is, and I do it in my show. I do this. By the way, can I thank everybody in Denver for this last week? It was great. Ray, this girl broke in new material, like brand new. Okay, so she just filmed her special, right? She broke in 20 new minutes, of new material.
I did one bit from my show that wasn't about cancer, and then just did the entire set of
About
brand
grandma.
new stuff
It's
I just
great.
wrote.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying and
Yeah, but
fun.
but here's how good she is. By set 4, you got applause breaks 4 sets in. That no one does that.
It was so fun. It was about, you guys gotta come see it, but my grandma Jean, who has been on this podcast, and you guys have heard me talk about her in my comedy, she told me that she's a tour person. And because old people, you know, that's what they do. So she came out to visit LA and asked me to book us on a tour, and she's expecting an open top bus Hollywood movie star tour.
Yeah.
And I booked a tour called Dead Hollywood, and I didn't tell her. And it's where they tour all the famous places that people were killed
or murdered or died or killed themselves.
Mostly horrible deaths. And they play 911 calls over the speaker. And anyway, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's a funny bit. So, so here's the thing. So, what was I saying before we went to Denver?
You were talking about Reagan.
Reagan. So Reagan actually went and destroyed our educational system. You used to be able to go to college for basically free. And then he made it 10 times more expensive. So what happens is the people with the money ended up going to college. Now, Reagan was told by an advisor early on when he was governor of California that an educated proletariat is hard to manage. And if we can look back in history, we can see that during the 60s, when our great-grandfathers came back from World War II, they realized that the only way to actually get our way out of problems is to solve them with our brains. So all those kids from the 50s on went to college. What ended up happening then, by the 60s, we had such an educated, free-thinking, critical thinking population that Vietnam got shut down by the people. People understood that, and we don't have that anymore because Reagan destroyed our education system. So now we're 40 years later, and our education system is shit on toast. So now you got dumb people, because as the Republicans say, we love the poorly educated. And they say it. He fucking said it out loud. So now you've got dumb people buying the bullshit that it's the guy who's mowing the lawn who started his own business with a used fucking Toyota. That guy's ruining your life, which is exactly what Hitler did with the Jews. So the people that are ruining your life are the guys with the jets, with the guys with the 3 yachts, and the guys who fucking own everything. That's who's fucking your life up.
And who aren't paying taxes.
They're not paying.
You
right. You're paying. Let's say after effective tax rate, after you've done your deductions, let's say you're paying 20% of your money out. Elon Musk is paying 8% or 4% or 0
deductions like that.
Right.
Like, I mean,
right.
like we don't deduct
right.
like
You're paying
small
36%.
businesses do. Yeah, most people are paying in the 30s, and Elon pays 0 on his business and, you know, some low percentage rate on his personal.
Do you know how he does it? So he's got all that stock in Tesla. So what he does is he borrows. Okay, so he gets a giant loan for $50 million from the bank, right? And then when tax time comes, he doesn't have any income. He has no income. He has 0 income because it's all in stock. So because he has 0 income, he pays 0 taxes. Yet he's worth almost $1 trillion, at least 500 billion. So we have now rigged the system so bad for the wealthy. We've rigged the system so bad. It's what Carlin said, man. It's a big club and you're not in it.